All right, man. How you guys doing? I hope you guys are good. All right, quick one. So, anyway, I want to talk about what happens in the case of when you, as a guy, are in a situation where the woman is not meeting your needs. I'm talking about there could be needs of support, needs of respect, need for certain physical satisfaction, sexually otherwise. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't touch you. She doesn't. It's your love language, whatever it is. What should you do about it? I mean, if you believe that a woman should always give you head if you're in a relationship with her, and or at least she should give you head enough to meet your head quota, or she should hold your hand or touch you, or she should be more supportive, or she should respect your role as a man, or she should not be calling. Let me give you an example. So, for instance, let's say her car had a problem, and so she decides what she's gonna do is you're trying to figure out what the problem with the car is. Instead, she picks up the call and she's like, I'm gonna call somebody. She gets impatient with you trying to figure out what's going on. She decides to call another person who happens to be a guy who is not her brother, is not her father, is not a relative. Basically, some guy she knows who could be a guy she's also seeing on the side. Who knows? Whatever it is. But the fact that she called that person irritates you. Do you have a right to dump her? I say you do. That if that situation were to happen, you have a right to break up with her on that basis. Because look at it from this point of view. What is she there for? She's there to respect you, to trust you, to support you, to love you, to satisfy you. And if she undermines your position, she undermines your position as a man in your relationship, because you know what she's doing? She didn't let you figure out the problem. She didn't let you use your mind to figure out what's going on. She instead opted to pick up the phone and call some guy you don't know to ask him to figure out the problem. It shows that she doesn't respect your ability to solve problems. Now, women are gonna go, that's not true, that's a lie. Maybe he just didn't seem to know what he's doing. Let's take another example. She is cooking. She's trying to make something, but she doesn't seem to be getting it right. Or she's finished and she didn't get it right. And you point out that you didn't get it right. So I'm gonna call somebody to tell me or to tell us what the solution is, or to come over and solve the problem. The person I call is not my mother, is not my sister, is some other woman who could be my side chick, who could be my ex, who could be some other woman who I look up to as having answers that you do not. What should she do? She, of course, is going to be upset. You know why? I've undermined her position. I've undermined her role as the woman in the relationship by doubting one of the things that make her the woman in the relationship. Her ability to cook, her ability to provide, her ability to feed me or her children. That's why guys go on about women being able to cook, because you know what? I need to eat. I can't always eat what I cook because I get bored of it. And on top of that, what are our kids gonna eat? They're gonna go to a restaurant and order a gourmet meal. We're gonna order sushi all the time. What will our children eat? That's an important question, and she's got to have answers, active answers, action answers. Not, oh, I'm just gonna order out. No, we're not ordering ribs for the baby. That ain't gonna happen. You gonna cook, or I'm gonna cook, but you gonna cook more often, because you know why? You're the woman. And you know what? I've decided that's the kind of guy I am. I'm the kind of guy that wants a woman who can cook. And if you're not going to be that woman, oh well, you can leave. Seriously, you can leave. Go be with a guy who doesn't want you to play that role. But for me, a woman plays that role. That's the reality. Or you want to order, if we have a chef and the chef cooks, well, I guess we ain't got to worry about that. But what you don't realize is that the reason I want you to cook has got nothing to do with a chore. It's the act of you looking after me I'm actually interested in. The act of eating something that you cook is what I'm interested in. The act of you making me feel like you care about me by cooking for me. That's what it's about. I know I could have bought a sandwich on the way here. I know I could have taken my wallet out and gone and bought food. Duh. I got money in the account. I could do that. I could order out. It was the act of you cooking that I was looking for. The act of you showing me affection by cooking a meal with a love for me. That's what I'm looking for. Now, if you understand that, for me to undermine her efforts, even if she's not doing too well, means I'm undermining her position in my life as a woman, then a woman calling another guy to come and solve your mechanical problems, and it ain't her brother or father, even if it was, is undermining your position as the man in that relationship, because that's a role a man usually takes on: the mechanical roles, the engineering roles, the fixing roles, the building roles. That's what I do. And if you're going to undermine me, my authority, my leadership, my ability to think about things, why do I have you around? And that's what you got to ask yourself, guys. Why do you have certain girls around? You got them around because they are nice to look at. They're ornaments, like you put them on the desk and you look at them and that's it. But what happens when you take the ornament to bed? You get the ornament in the bed and the ornament decides it's not going to do anything you want done in order to consider yourself satisfied or pleased physically. It's just going to lie there. Well, you got me here, so that's all you get. You got me into the bedroom. I am here. I took my clothes off, and that's more than enough satisfaction for you. The act of looking at me should be enough for you to feel satisfied. You've looked on my gorgeousness. No. The one thing women have taught me is that you got to perform. I can guarantee you, I've been in more than one situation where it didn't work out. You know why? Because I wasn't feeling in the mood to lay the pipe. I didn't want to do it. Come on, man. Come on, let's just watch TV. Guess what happens? I'm not feeling this relationship, and women do not react to a man refusing to lay the pipe the way women expect us to accept them refusing to do what they need to do, or for a man to get engaged physically with them in a relationship when they're not in the mood or whatever, right? If a man says, I am not in the mood, most women take it to a nuclear stage. You don't find me attractive, you're sleeping with somebody else. They never consider you simply are not in the mood. I don't want to have sex right now. I don't want to do this right now. I'm feeling a little cold, or I'm feeling a little vulnerable. I'm worried about what happened at work today. I'm worried about my business. I don't want to do this. Put my trunks back on. Woman, I'm not in the mood for you to be manhandling Johnson, right? No, most women are going to look at you and go, he's sleeping with somebody else. He's definitely sleeping with some. It must be that girl at the office. He's sleeping with somebody. I tell you, he's sleeping with somebody, right? Women never understand when a man does not want to have sex, but we should understand when they don't want to have sex. And if you try to force it, it's rape. It is. In the same way that a woman has no right to do that. But conversely, it means that a woman can break up with you for not performing sexually. That is, if you cannot please her the way she wants, she can break up with you. And it's perfectly okay, and nobody would defend you in any court of law or court of public opinion. Therefore, it should stand to reasonable conclusion that a man can equally so break up with a woman for not satisfying him physically. If she fails to give head or anything else you desire as a must-have for intercourse or satisfaction for you, she's got to go. Goodbye. Have a nice day. We're done. I love you, but I don't love what you do. See you later. You have a right to that, because A lot of us guys, somehow we got into this idea into our minds that we do not have a right to claim what we want. In other words, if I want a woman to cook, we feel it's wrong to state it and say, I need you to cook. I'm not playing games with you. If you don't cook, cool. I respect that, but I want a woman who does, so let's better if we walk away and break this off right now. Oh, you don't want to give head. That's cool. I want a woman who is interested in doing that and enjoys it and doesn't act like it's a chore and gives me attitude about it. So this needs to end. Goodbye. I'll find another candidate who is more in tune with my needs and I am more in tune with hers. That act is something we all have a right to. As men, we should know that we can break up with a woman. We can stop seeing her over whatever we consider important to us. If the fact that she does not watch soccer is really that important to you, guess what? You have a right to break up with her for that. It may not be smart, it may not be the best idea, but you have a right to say, if you're not gonna watch soccer and soccer is important to me, let's break up. I don't wanna stress you to watch soccer. I don't wanna stress you with my fanatical zeal about soccer. I need a woman who understands it and who gets it. So let me find a woman who is interested in soccer so together we can satisfy our zeal for soccer. Versus if I get with you and you hate soccer and I kind of force you to watch soccer, to be around soccer buddies and all that, and you do not like that existence. It's best I get somebody who is. In the same way that it does not help to be with a girl who hates giving head when you could be with one who enjoys giving it and pleasing you that way. Because as long as she's pleasing you and she gives her joy, right? The same way that you go down on her and it gives you joy to go down on her because you know what? You are pleasing her. And that in itself is a joyful thing for you. That's what gives value to it. That's what satisfies you. Satisfying her satisfies you. So a lot of the times though, we feel guilty. We sit there and we go, well, you know, I'm gonna try to make it work. I'm gonna try. And so what happens is, typically as guys, we start lowering our expectations in the relationship and our satisfaction levels in the relationship, while at the same time, this person we're with is acting crazy. They're doing whatever they can. They're doing the most. They being disrespectful, they running wild, they ain't calling, they ain't texting, they don't come visit, or whatever they doing. They ain't satisfying you in the bedroom. They're not supportive, they're not loyal, they're not respectful. We're letting them get away with all this stuff, and we know we're unhappy. We know that this person is doing things that make us unhappy, but we are trying to keep it together because we believe we're supposed to make relationships work. Listen, guys, sometimes you've got to let relationships break down and you got to walk away. I'm telling you, you got to walk away. I've been in situations where I look back in my past and I say, you should have walked away. You should have said, you know what? If you can't meet the standard, if you can't deliver what I'm in this for, you've got to go. The same way that if I am not meeting your needs and you've verbalized and expressed that you need A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and I ain't supporting or I ain't meeting those needs, guess what? You have a right to walk away from me and get somebody who will meet them and somebody whose needs you're willing to meet. I'm not gonna hold a girl hostage to meet my desires when she's screaming, crying, banging her head, hitting her fists against the wall and complaining and miserable and looking like a sad, washed out cat the whole time. Because I said, give me some head. Or because I said, I need you to cook. Or because I said, I don't like the amount of time you spend with me. You need to spend more time with me. And she doesn't think it's a priority to spend time with me. You know what? She's got to go. And she's got to go, not because I'm angry or I'm hateful, but I want her to be with somebody that is going to meet her needs. And she's going to be happy to meet his needs. Because she's not happy to meet my needs. And I need my needs met. So I want to be with somebody who is happy to do that. And that means I got to find that person, which means this person has to get out my way so they can find somebody that makes them happy, so I can find somebody that makes me happy. I got to understand that. And you all have to understand that. Do not waste time always trying to beg people to come to your side of understanding things, seeing things your way. You don't need to do any of that. If somebody knows and understands what you're about and what you're going on about, or does not care enough to even listen to your needs, guess what? You have a right to actually tell them, you know what? I really do enjoy being with you. I thought this could work, but this is what I need, and I don't want to force you to do things you do not want to do or be in a manner you do not want to be. I would prefer, I really would, 197.4 if you simply left. I'm not chasing you, but I do not want to force you to do what you do not want to do. That's simple. You need to stop feeling guilty for having desires and demands because you're with somebody who doesn't want to meet them. Let them go be with somebody whose needs they are interested in meeting, because you deserve somebody who's happy to meet your reasonable needs. So please, I'm not saying that if you've got some really outlandish requirements like I need you to massage my feet every day, you got problems. You need to be realistic about what we're talking about here. I'm talking about core issues, things that do matter. And of course, you got to be realistic about them. Don't be unrealistic. Then you're just being silly. You're being foolish. You're throwing away relationships with great people who could be amazing partners for life or for hookup ships or whatever, because you're being silly and childish. In that case, then you deserve whatever happens, because you know what? Karma is real out there, right? So if you're busy dumping people thinking it's fun, it's going to come back around to yourself. So I would advise against that. But if your demands are reasonable and they really do matter to you, that you need somebody who cares about art like you care about art, because you don't feel it's acceptable that you have to explain why you want to go to a museum to somebody and they are arguing with you, why do you want to waste your time doing that? You've got different value propositions and value equations about life, and you should simply realize that and let them go be with somebody who wants to do what they want to do, and you be with somebody who agrees to what you believe life is about. And that is a big part of relationships, is knowing when to stop moving forward with somebody or letting something go, because it's never going to be what you desire it to be or to meet the needs that you have. Do you understand? Don't force it. I mean, we've all been in those situations where we've been with somebody where they simply refuse to do what we consider important to us. And because of that, we become unhappy. Sometimes we do nothing until they break up with us. Sometimes we break up with them. Sometimes we just suffer miserably and keep quiet. I don't think you need to keep quiet and be miserable, or to suffer, or to wait until they break up with you, or to be sleepless, tossing and turning all night about breaking up with them. Because you know what? You should be very clear about what you want in the very beginning, what you expect, what you desire, and if the person is willing to meet those needs, they should be able to tell you that I can or I can't. And if they can't, that is perfectly fine. There is nothing wrong with that. People have a choice and have a right to that choice, and they can make choices about who they want to be with and what they're willing to do to be in a relationship and what they want to have out of a relationship. And you should find somebody that has the same space, the same value equation, or is at the same point of the transaction you're in. They're willing to give you what you want, and you're willing to give them what they want to get a relationship that works for both of you. If that's not the case, do not be afraid to bring up the issue. And if the person does not want to change or come to any agreement or negotiate or compromise, guess what? You just need to let them know, you know what. I'm not trying to stress you or make fun of you or disrespect you, but this needs to end because it's not good for you and it's not good for me. And you need to find somebody who you're willing to do those things for. And I need to find somebody who I'm willing to do the things that they want in return for the things I want them to do. All right. Hope that helps you in some way, or that gives you a new way of looking at perspectives. Until next time, do more, be more, become more on your purpose.